Okay, so what I want to do today is talk about the update of the Girl Scout murders. Just a few days ago, might be a week now, the sheriff who's handling that case in Mayes County, I believe his name might be Mike Reed. Let me just double check that because I want to make sure that this guy gets the credit he deserves. It is Sheriff Mike Reed. They were able to test DNA, which, as you know, wasn't available in 1977 when these murders occurred. And if you remember the previous video that I did a whole week on that case. Very fascinating. The suspect, Gene Leroy Hart, was arrested and he was acquitted. But we did a video on it, and it was my belief, after looking at everything, that Gene Leroy Hart was responsible for the murders. And we did that through the process of deduction, possibilities, whittled down to probabilities, and, you know, to me, it was pretty much a no-brainer that it was Gene Leroy Hart. Fast forward many decades to last week. Sheriff Reed says they did DNA testing on the items, and all the items had the victim's DNA or Gene Leroy Hart's. Case closed. I mean, you know, I try to think of what that jury thinks of that. Probably, hey, they go off of the evidence. If the evidence isn't there, or if there's just reasonable doubt, a jury has a job to do. So, you know, people shouldn't look too harsh, especially in this case, because Gene Leroy Hart died like 2 weeks later in jail anyhow. He was going back to serve his sentence for escaping the first time, so I mean, he was never able to hurt anybody again. He should have never been left out probably the first time in order, you know, if I remember correctly, and if you remember, he had raped 2 girls and was convicted of that and then escaped. So I guess he wasn't let out technically. He escaped from that. So regardless, I just want to find, or I guess tell you, that it's so important to never give up on cases. It would have been easy for this sheriff to just say, you know what, you know, it is what it is. It was 1977, our suspect's dead. But he went that extra mile for the victims' families. And that is what is important here. It's great that the case is solved, right? I think it was solved back then. They arrested the right guy. They got it right. Now, you'll always have other people that will say, no, it's wrong. There was a different size footprint. Remember that we got into. But when you have the totality of everything, all this evidence, you're always going to find the one thing that sticks out that doesn't point to them. It's very rare that you get everything that does. So when you take the totality of all the circumstances and all the evidence, circumstantial evidence, direct evidence, indirect evidence, when it fits, it's your guy. They had it right. I'm going to venture to say there's going to be an update in the Starved Rock murders that we covered as well. And my guess is you're going to find that Chester Weger is responsible for those murders as well. Could be wrong. But, hey, my track record recently is pretty good. I think I'm 3-0. Something like that. Carrie Mae Parker, got that one right. Brittany Drexel, looks like I got that one right. The Girl Scout murders, looks like I got right. So far, I'm on a good winning streak here of my assessments matching what really took place. And, you know, that's what's important, is to keep the names out there for all these unsolved cases. And then hopefully, as technology has proven, we'll solve more. with genealogy playing a big part of that. Regular, just DNA, witnesses, allegiances changing, friendships changing, divorces, all that stuff plays into cold cases and solving them. But Gene Leroy Hart, Native American, what is it? A shaper? A shapeshifter or something like that he supposedly was. And I remember researching that back when I did that week of this, and I remember, hey, I don't discredit Native American lore, rituals, or anything like that. I don't think that they're a joke. But I will say that if there was somebody that could change from a human form to a coyote and not be detected by police, I want to see it. Nothing against Native Americans. It's the same way with psychics. I got nothing against psychics. Do your own thing. Doesn't mean I have to believe in them, and I don't. I don't believe that somebody's going to change from a human form to an animal to avoid detection. And I got the utmost respect for Native American and their culture and their traditions. So it has nothing to do with that. It's just common sense. Okay? Until I see it, I don't believe in it. Alright, I guess that's it for this. I want to say that I'm glad the families are getting some resolution. I think about those 3 beautiful girls and what they endured. It is truly, truly heartbreaking and just so sad. And I know from experience that those parents will never get over that. Okay? The emotions are going to come back up. But at least they got some resolution. Okay? I am sure that those parents probably knew in 1977 who murdered their little girls. It's just confirmed, 40 years later, what they already knew. So hopefully they'll be able to put it to bed, get some resolution. And police had it right all along. So that's it for the Girl Scout murders. Quick update. Till next time, Mains out.